Questions for Marcus? Right here, Gary in the front. Right behind you, Gary, there's a microphone over your shoulder.
How you doing?
Marcus, was this the kind of response that you were expecting coming off a tough loss at Stanford, the way you and the whole team came out to play today?
Yeah, I think practice, overall this past week went well. Guys responded well. And, even though we went through the adversity in the beginning of the game, we were able to fight through it. And, again, that says a lot about these guys, about the guys in the locker room. And, I'm proud of those guys. We really fought through it. We bounced back from, a tough loss, and that's all we could do.
Right here, Rob Mosley.
Coach Frost said some games you run it to set up the pass. This game worked in the opposite direction. How much of that was game plan going in? How much of that was responding to what they were doing early in the game?
It was a mixture of both. Obviously we game plan all week for certain looks, and we were able to get a lot of looks that we practiced. And obviously through the course of a game, depending on how the defense is reacting to some of those plays, we had backup plans. And again, like the guys inside the locker room, we were able to really execute all the stuff that we put in, and it's always good.
Front and center.
After starting the first half not running the ball as you're used to, how do you avoid a sense of here we go again with your team?
There was no sense of panic at all. The guys in the locker room, even at halftime, guys were looking around, and we knew that if we just take care of what we had to do, we'd be fine. And the offensive line responded. They came out and started pushing the line of scrimmage in the second half, and that was pivotal for us. But at the same time, we don't get our heads down if we're not up 48-0 at half. We play in a tough conference. You're going to get the best game out of each and every single opponent. And we just had to battle through some adversity a little bit, and we were able to.
Right here.
Marcus, a lot of throws from the pocket, obviously. Is it a confidence thing, not wanting to get out of the pocket and run? Last week, I think you took off on one first down run, and you showed your blazing speed. Same thing this time, straight ahead, blazing speed. Is it a confidence thing about cutting with the knee, or what?
I don't know. It's a mixture of different things. Utah did a good job of keeping me in the pocket. They did a good job of just not, making me hand the ball off and a lot of zone read stuff. But it's not a concern for me about my knee. I've learned to play with it, and I'm not going to let it be an excuse. And there's a couple times I should have taken off, but again, I'm going to just look back at it on the film and learn from it.
Right here in the front.
Marcus, you're obviously showing your competitive spirit out there, and I'm wondering if if there's anyone in particular on the team that's helping boost your morale.
I could name a bunch of guys, really. But, I think on the defensive side of the ball, guys like Ifo and T-Dub and Taylor Hart, every time before we go out, they say go make, the most of it. And that says a lot, that they're worried about us, even though they're going out there and doing their thing too. So, there's a lot of guys, like I said, that really just kind of boost the morale. But at the same time, I think, we talk about horizontal leadership around here, and that's obviously very, very key for us. And, I love those guys in the locker room, and I'm thankful for them.
Right here, Jason.
Marcus, I mean this respectfully, but you have a lot to risk. Why play while you're injured?
Because for me, the guys in the locker room, they mean the world to me. And, it doesn't matter the type of risk that it's involved. Every time you step on the field, you have the danger of, this is the game that we play. And, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to let my knee be an excuse. That's something that's just you learn to play with. It's part of it. You learn to play with adversity, and you learn to play through some obstacles. And I love those guys with all my heart in the locker room, and I'm going to fight and battle to the very end with them. And there's no doubt in my mind that they would have to pull me off the field before I wouldn't play. So like I said, I love those guys, and I'm going to continue to do my best.
In the back, Warren.
Marcus, we talked a lot this week about their defensive front and how great they've been at sacks. They got to you, I think, 3 times, maybe 4 times today. I think it was 3. Do you consciously protect yourself when you see that? What changed in the second half, protection-wise?
Those sacks are on me. That's stuff that I gotta help those guys out. Depending on the look, I can side the protection one way or the other. And a couple of times, you know, I didn't, and that's on me. And you know, like I said, those guys came out the second half and really controlled the line of scrimmage, and you know, they made it a point to really try to dominate that facet of the game. And I'm proud of those guys. Offense played well in the second half.
Where?
Marcus, over here. Where's your confidence level at in terms of pulling the ball and read option right now?
I'm definitely confident in it. It just, the look isn't there. I mean, you know, the last couple games that we played, you know, both teams haven't allowed me to pull, and you know, like I said, it's not because of my knee. I'm not gonna let that be an excuse. So, you know, it's just one of those games again that Utah just played the look, and I just had to hand the ball off, and you know, the running backs were able to cut up and get some gains, and you know, the offensive line did a good job blocking, and you know, it's just one of those deals that you know they're not allowing me to pull.
Andrew?
What did you see on that pass to Braylon, that 57 or whatever yard down the left sideline? What made that happen?
They actually came out in a look that we really hadn't practiced all week. You know, they tried to what we call cloud it. They played cover 2 and the corner bit on the flat route, and I was able just to kind of stick it behind the corner and let Braylon run onto it. And you know, we've been getting a hard time about getting caught from behind, but he did an awesome job of just finding the hole, and I was able to find him.
Sean, right here on your left, Marcus?
Yeah, flip side to the running. Are you more comfortable in the pocket this week compared to, say, last week even?
I mean,
that style?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was the type of game that, you know, Utah, you know, kind of forced us to play. You know, I was able to just kind of hang in the pocket. The offensive line did a good job of just creating a pocket for me. And, you know, I wouldn't compare anything to last week. You know, last week Stanford did a good job of just pressuring, but Utah did as well. But at the same time, the offensive line did a good job of just holding and giving me a pocket to throw out of. And, you know, I was able to just kind of find receivers downfield and worked out.
I'll knock on wood before I ask you this, Marcus, but I think you're at 25 TDs, 0 picks. Some of these, you're not even close to throwing a pick. Again, knock on wood. What are you seeing, Marcus? I mean, clearly, are you so zoned in on receivers and game plan and scheme and knowing their scheme that you're not even coming close to throwing picks?
Yeah, I think, you know, all throughout the off season and you know, through this course of the year, the coaches have really harped on me just about decision making, and you know, always trust my eyes, trust what I see, and you know, again, it's not just me; it's a collaborated effort, and guys are finding holes, getting open, and you know, I just, depending on the look, depending on, you know, what we practice all week, I'm able to find them. So, you know, like I said, it's a joint effort, but really I'm just trying to find guys, making sure I put the ball in the right place.
Marcus, I know you're not focused on this, but were you surprised at all by the reaction around the country to last week's loss in terms of you in the Heisman race and just the perception of the program?
I wouldn't say I was surprised. A lot of times I wasn't really trying to pay attention to it, but you know, it is what it is. You know, people have their opinions, and you know, we can't really change that. That's up to them. That's outside of our control. So really, we just try to focus on what we have here. We know what we're capable of doing, and you know, for us, it's just one game at a time. And you know, like we always say, you know, we'll continue to push through it, and when December rolls around, we'll pick our heads up and see where we're at.
Andrew?
Earlier this season, you said it takes you a while to get your rhythm in passing in games. You said the first quarters were always a little adventurous with your accuracy. This week, though, 8 for 8 is dialed in. Has anything changed, or is it receivers on their end?
It's mostly me. I think you know, I've been able just to kind of get comfortable a lot earlier, and you know, that's one of those deals that the guys are getting open again. I mean, and I'm able to find them, and you know, it's been over the course of the season. I feel like you know, I've gotten a lot more confident in throwing in the pocket, and you know, that's just one of those deals that, you know, I'm able to kind of focus on, and hopefully I can continue.
Right here to the left, Marcus. Sean.
Coach Frost said that he thought you'd be 100% by next week. Do you expect to kind of be able to ditch the brace by the next game?
I'm hoping so. You know, I've been working with our, you know, athletic training staff and Chief. We call him Chief, but you know, I've been, you know, trying to get double treatment every day and just making sure that, you know, it's all good. And you know, it feels good. Today I felt really good, probably the best it's been since it happened. So you know, I'm looking forward to just kind of continue to get that treatment, make sure that, you know, I'm healthy, and you know, I feel good about it.
One more. No more? No more.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you, Marcus.